Hello everyone, this is English Listening Practice. Today I will tell you a story about a girl named Nora. It is a story about bullying, pain, courage, and how she changed her life with her own hands. Let's begin. Nora was 16 years old. She lived in a very small house on the edge of a dusty town. Her family didn't have much. They had no car, no computer, no new clothes. Her father worked long hours picking fruit. Her mother cleaned houses for rich families across town. Nora understood early that life was not fair. At her school, most of the students came from better families. They wore brand new shoes. They brought new phones to school. They talked about the new places they visited during holidays. Nora listened, but said nothing. She wore the same worn-out jeans every week. Her shoes had small holes. She never went on vacations. Her life was simple, but some kids were not kind. At lunch, they would whisper and laugh. In class, they would make comments loud enough for her to hear. "Look at her bag. It's so old." "Did you smell her jacket? Gross." Nora heard it all. She kept her head down. She kept quiet. But inside, she felt pain growing bigger every day. Sometimes she asked her mother, "Why are we poor?" Her mother would hug her tightly and say, "Because life is hard, my child. But one day, it will be better." Nora wanted to believe her, but it was difficult. One Friday, something terrible happened. It was a hot day. Nora's shirt had an old tear under her arm, and she tried to hide it. During class, a boy sitting behind her pulled on the tear and shouted, "Hey, look, her shirt is ripped." The whole class laughed. Even the teacher smiled awkwardly, but said nothing. Nora's face burned red. She wanted to disappear. She wanted to scream. But she stayed silent, packed her things, and ran out of the classroom. That afternoon, she sat by the river behind her house. It was her favorite place, quiet, calm, where nobody judged her. She cried for a long time. Then she looked at the river. It kept moving forward, even when sticks and stones tried to block it. The water just found a new path. Nora wiped her tears. She thought, "If the river can keep going, so can I." That was the moment her life began to change. She went home and sat with a notebook. She started writing a list. Not a list of complaints. Not a list of things she didn't have. A list of things she could do. I can read, I can draw, I can learn for free at the library. I can practice every day. She decided she would no longer waste time feeling sorry for herself. She would build her future. Nora always loved drawing, but she had treated it as just a hobby. Now she saw it differently. Maybe, just maybe, it could open doors. That evening, she found old pencils and paper from school. She stayed up late practicing, drawing faces, drawing hands, drawing her dreams. The next morning, she walked to the public library. It was far. 1 hour walking. She didn't care. At the library, she found books about art. She borrowed them. She watched free art tutorials on old library computers. She didn't understand everything in English, but she kept trying. Every day, she practiced. She drew while walking to school. She drew at lunch while other kids laughed with friends. She drew at night after finishing homework. 3 months later, her drawings looked different, better, stronger, real. One afternoon, her art teacher saw her sketching in the back of the class. He walked over. "Who drew this?" he asked. Nora blushed. "I did." He nodded slowly. "You have talent. You should show your work." Nora was scared. She thought of the bullies. She thought of the whispers. What if they laugh again? What if they say I'm just a poor girl trying to be something I'm not? But she remembered the river. She decided to try. The teacher told her about a student art competition in the city. The first prize was a scholarship for a summer art program. Nora worked for weeks. She stayed late at the library. She woke up before sunrise to draw. She ignored the bullies at school. She stopped caring about their clothes, their phones, their mean words. She put everything she had into one drawing. A little girl standing against a huge storm, holding an umbrella made of books and dreams. The competition day came. Nora wore her cleanest clothes. She tied her hair neatly. She carried her drawing carefully in a plastic bag. The city was big and noisy. The competition hall was full of confident students with expensive art kits. Nora felt small, but she didn't run. She thought, "The river never runs away, neither will I." When the judges walked around, they stopped in front of her drawing. They whispered. They pointed. They asked her a few questions about her idea. Nora answered quietly but clearly. After hours of waiting, it was time to announce the winners. They called third place, second place. Nora held her breath. Then, "First place goes to Nora Hassan." Nora's heart jumped. She couldn't believe it. She walked to the stage. People clapped. Some teachers smiled proudly. A few students whispered, "That's the poor girl from the small town." But this time, it didn't sound like an insult. It sounded like amazement. After the award, a woman from an international art school came to her. "We see potential in you. We want to offer you a full scholarship for summer classes. You'll learn from the best teachers." Nora's hands shook. She smiled wide. She said, "Thank you. I won't waste it." That day, Nora's life changed immediately. Not because someone gave her money, not because the bullies stopped, but because she believed in her own power. Today, Nora is studying art in a big city. She sells her drawings online. She travels to art shows. She still wears simple clothes. She still remembers the bullies. But now, when she hears whispers, she smiles. Because she knows. They stayed the same. She moved forward, just like the river. Practice, time. Repeat after me. I am stronger than my pain. My future is bigger than my past. I will not let others define me. I believe in myself. Subscribe for more inspiring English stories to help you grow and speak fluently. See you next time.